man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have delivered. You talking, it's true. You talking, but look at that, my God.
This is your boy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. And no, do not adjust your sets. This is actually Titanfall 2. Yes, I finally got the game. It was discounted on the PSN, and it was actually $40. And this was like the game, including the what was it? The season pass, I think, bundle up into one. So yeah, and the game itself was $30. So I'm like, why not pay 10 more for all the extra stuff? So that's what I did. Now, let's get off that and let's get on to a topic that I said I was going to do last week, and that is talking about Gamestop, the circle of life, and how they're treating their employees and how they're forcing their employees to treat their customers. So, for those of you who haven't heard, or if you're a gamer and you've been living under a rock, basically, GameStop, the corporation, are basically forcing their employees to lie to customers. So, and when I first heard about this story, I'm like, oh, guys, it's another Bash GameStop video. And I clicked on it, I watched it, because I was going to, defend GameStop because, it's somebody who don't understand the system, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And no, it wasn't that at all, mostly. It was about how GameStop forced their employees to lie. And I watched it, and I listened to it. So then I watched another video that actually looked the story up, and yeah, it's actually true. So, first off, we got to start off with explaining to you guys the circle of life. So you're probably wondering, what the heck is that? Well, if you work in retail, it don't matter what you sell. For the most part, I don't know if it's like that every single retail. I know Radio Shack it wasn't, but in most retail stores, based on what I heard rather, there's certain goals that you have to meet. And they'll give you like some type of flow chart to help you meet those goals or whatever, or meet multiple goals. Because if you do meet those goals, we talking commission, we talking a raise, promotion, bonuses, or in some cases, we talking preventing yourself from being fired. So that's the case with GameStop. So with GameStop, their flow chart is called the circle of life. So basically, they want their employees to focus on 4 things when they're ringing people up. And I don't know what order it's in, since it is a circle. It's like a flow chart. But I'm going to guess and say it's going to be in the order following. Pre-owned. And then it should be the discount card, a.k.a. Power Up Rewards card. Then pre-orders. And then trade-ins. I believe it'll be in that. It should be in that order. Now, it could be pre-orders, trade-ins, pre-owned, and then pro rewards, aka the discount card. So this circle of life has been going on for years. Now remember, I used to work at GameStop a few years back, so this was going on even when I was there, the circle of life. But now it's at an all-time extreme because the corporation is shoving this down employees' throats, threatening them to shove it down customers' throats. Otherwise, it could cost them their jobs. Therefore, they're forcing GameStop employees to lie. So you're probably wondering how. Well, let me explain by giving you a little background info real quick. So GameStop obviously is in competition with the likes of Best Buy, Walmart, Target, Sears, Toys R Us, and any other major retailer that sells video games. Now, for the most part, those other major retailers will sell more than just video games. Obviously, the likes of Walmart and Target are supermarket stores. So, there's like superstores rather. So they sell a whole bunch of stuff. Best Buy is an electronics store. So they sell more than just video games. They sell computers, TVs, and so forth and whatnot. GameStop just sell games. So for them to just sell new stuff, they're not going to make a lot of money because they're only going to get, if memory serves me correctly, they're only going to get 6% of that new product sold. So for example, if they sold a brand new video game that cost $60, we ain't going to include tax because tax is different in each state, then they would get 6% of that $60. So we talk around 60. So we talking about like $6 or less because the rest of it goes to the people that made the game, the publisher, the one that's sponsoring the game. You know, all that money is being divided and shared with other companies who actually put in work in the game. Retailers, and especially GameStop, only get like around 6% or less than 6%. I forgot the exact number, but it's not high at all. So GameStop must make their bread and butter for used games. And the only way they can get used games is if you guys trade in games. So, and I already got into the explanation of how trade-ins works and how, you know, they charge you, they'll give you this much for a trade-in, you know, things of that nature. I ain't gonna go over that again. So, now that you know that the bread and butters come pre-owned stuff, because they don't have to split that money with anybody outside of tax. They don't have to split that money with anybody. They own all that money. So, now apparently GameStop, the corporation, want their employees to push pre-owned items, the discount card, and pre-orders and trade-ins, but especially pre-owned items and trade-ins. So they got numbers based on all four. Now I knew they had numbers on the discount card and the pre-orders, but now they got it on pre-owned items, aka used, by the way, and what's the other one? Trade-ins. Now also they also want you to get like warranties on games and systems, but that's not really really the more important thing to them. For them, it's about pre-owned games and trade-ins. So there you go with that. Now, I'm not gonna get into the numbers of how, you know, they do all that stuff because that's irrelevant. So basically, here's how they force their employees to lie to customers. So let's say you walk in, you want, let's say Final Fantasy 15. You want it brand new, meaning nobody opened it, nobody touched it, you know, nobody played it, nothing. They will lie and say, oh, we don't have that new. We have it pre-owned, forcing you to get it pre-owned. When in actuality, they have about like 20 copies in stock. So, yeah. And they do that not because they want to or they like to lie, but because they have to. The jobs are on the line here. Because if they sell a new item, they got to make that sell up with selling a bunch of pre-owned items, get a bunch of pre-orders, get a bunch of discount cards out, and get a bunch of trade-ins, things of that nature, especially if it's a brand new system. Oh my gosh, if it's a brand new system. So, yeah, that's how it works. And if you don't do good in this system, you will be terminated. And that's the one thing about GameStop, even back in the day when I was working there. Like, if you do good and get good numbers, the most you do, you get promoted. Like, you go from a game advisor to a key holder. And then you go from that to assistant store manager. And then you go from that to a store manager. And then after that, it's like you're stuck. And in most cases, you'll really be stuck as an assistant store manager until they find a store for you. So it's like, what's the point of moving up? Like, no, you know, they don't give you a raise or a bonus or none of that crap. They just move you up in position. And then you stuck at a certain position. And it's like, you're working all these hours, you're putting in all this work that they want you to put in, but the reward isn't there. So, but I'm slightly getting off topic here to some degree. But, yeah. Now, I am a defender of GameStop. You would often see me defend GameStop. You will often see me defend the Circle of Life, which I will get to in the next video. But this, no. Forcing employees to lie to customers, no. I don't support that at all. Because you're lying. You know, you're lying to customers. Now, granted, yeah, they should buy it pre-owned because, you know, you get better perks with pre-owned rather than new. Because, first of all, everything's in Blu-ray. So it's not like it's going to be scratched up from playing the game, unlike a regular compact disc, aka Xbox 360 games. Unless somebody purposely grabbed a knife or a pair of keys and purposely scratched up that Blu-ray disc, then yeah, that's different. But for the most part, it's like, no. And then you get a return policy with that. And then, you know, whether you like the game or you're not, or you beat it and you want to return it, you can do that. With a new game, you're stuck with it. So, yeah, I mean, they should get it used to begin with. Unless they pre-order the game and then they pick it up day one. Then that's different. But aside from that, to basically say, oh, we're going to have it new, we only got it used and things of that nature, no, it's stupid. And what makes it even more dumb is GameStop will literally fire the employees. Like, there are stories out there that other people cover that are online. GameStop employees, past and present, coming out and saying, yeah, the circle of life is at an all-time extreme. There's one story where a former store manager, will take the bullet. Anytime somebody walks in and want to buy a brand new game or a brand new system, he will take that transaction and make his employees' numbers look good. He did that because he didn't want none of his employees to get fired. And plus, he's been with GameStop for 12 years. So his mindset is, I've been with this company for 12 years. They got to be some type of loyalty or reward for loyalty, whatever. Nope. They came in, fired that store manager. So he's setting a bad example for the rest of his employees. And then there's another story where a district leader, aka a district manager, came into one store and straight up fired everybody in that store. I crap you not. There are multiple stories like that, and it's out of control. This is dumb. Because what you're doing here is, now that the story is out there, it's bad enough that, because GameStop already have a bad reputation because people are offering them the discount card. They're trying to get people to pre-order games. They're trying to get people to trade in games and things of that nature. So they already have a bad reputation, even though it's dumb that they got a reputation because they're trying to help people out. Again, I get more on that next week. But to add on to that bad reputation with this, and to hear the stories from the employees, current or former, y'all trying to go out of business real quick. Cause that's what they doing. Because that's what's going to happen to them. Rather, they trying to get thrown out of business. Because this is too much. This is really too much. Now, personally, I don't have a problem when I walk into like a few GameStop stores because, again, I used to work at GameStop. So there's some people there who recognize me and they don't, bombard me with, trade this game in, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I know how it works. And for the most part, I come in and reserve games, because, that's what I do. So, but this is out of control. I cannot support this at all. They need to tone it down a lot with the Circle of Life fiasco, because one or two things are going to happen. People are going to quit or people are going to get fired. Nobody is going to thrive off of this extreme Circle of Life program. Nobody. Because again, GameStop have already got a bad reputation. Now they're making it worse. So as customers, the question is, how do we fight back against this? Well, the more popular and most realistic answer that I can think of is not go to GameStop, really. Because we know that the story is out there. If we say, okay, I ain't going to GameStop, and voice our reasons why we're not going to GameStop, then the corporation would have to look at it and say, we fucked up. And then they have to adjust the Circle of Life and get, in good grace with employees and make people want to work for GameStop, because nobody want to work for the GameStop. Who want to go to that? Now, granted, like I heard, a lot of retailers are like that. So granted, who want to go to any retailer, especially GameStop? So they got to get in good grace with their employees. And if they are in good grace with their employees, then the employees will be in good grace with the store that they're in and with the customers that come in. And because of that, they'll treat their customers right. And because of that, customers will come back to spend money. And there you go. That's how it works. So, yeah, this extreme Circle of Life fiasco right here is out of control, and they need to stop it. But, yeah, as you can see, the game is over, and I did my thing. This was actually my first Titanfall gameplay, actually. My first game in Titanfall 2. Well, in the Titanfall franchise, period. So, yeah, I have fun with this game. I can't wait to play more of it. Next week, I guess you could call it a part 2 next week. I will talk about why the Circle of Life is actually a good thing if it's not being pushed to the stream. I'm going to talk about why the Circle of Life is actually a good thing, why customers should take part in that and use it. So, yeah, man, y'all know who this is. This is the new Jay Gatsby, a.k.a. the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah. He said, and I quote, he's a hater. What makes what he says credible? Because he's on TV? I'm not going to let him disrespect my legacy like that. I'm not the one who threw somebody through a window. I never spit on a kid. I never had unpaid debt in Las Vegas. I never said I'm not a role model. I never showed up to All-Star Weekend on Sunday because I was in Vegas all weekend partying. All I've done for my entire career represented the NBA the right way.